Have you ever encountered a Karen in your life? For those of you who might not know, a Karen is a term used in popular culture to describe an entitled, often unreasonable individual who demands to speak to the manager at the slightest inconvenience. It's a term that's gained quite a bit of infamy over the years, and it's become a symbol of consumer entitlement and a lack of respect for service industry workers. In this video, we're going to take a look at 5 stories of Karens who didn't get the response they were expecting when they decided to let their inner Karen out. These stories highlight some of the most surprising and sometimes hilarious encounters with these self-proclaimed customer service crusaders. So, are you ready to hear about some of the most surprising Karen encounters? Let's dive in. A scene script. Picture this: you're casually shopping in a supermarket when a wild Karen appears. Our story takes us to a bustling supermarket where our protagonist, let's call him John, was tending to his duties. He was the manager of the establishment, a beacon of patience and a man of few words. But his silence didn't mean he was a pushover. Far from it. One fine afternoon in swaggers a Karen, you know the type, privilege oozing from every pore. She had an air of discontentment about her, like she had just swallowed a whole lemon. Spotting John, she marched over, her face a mask of indignation. Apparently, she was upset about the supermarket's policy. She demanded to know why she couldn't use her expired coupons. John, ever the professional, calmly explained that it was the store's policy not to accept expired coupons, a policy clearly stated on the coupons themselves. Karen, however, was not satisfied. She demanded to see the manager, not realizing that she was already speaking to him. John, with a slight twinkle in his eyes, said, "I am the manager, ma'am." This didn't deter Karen. She ranted about the store's policy, her voice echoing through the aisles, and threatened to write to corporate. Instead of cowering, John did something unexpected. He calmly picked up the store's intercom and announced, "Attention customers, we have a special guest in the store today. She would like to share some thoughts about our coupon policy. Please give her your undivided attention." Suddenly, all eyes were on Karen. She was taken aback, her cheeks flushing a deep crimson. She sputtered, fumbled with her words, and then, without another word, hurriedly left the store. The supermarket erupted in applause, and John, our silent hero, just smiled and returned to his duties. And that, folks, was the 5th most shocking Karen encounter, but hold your horses, we're just getting started. Imagine enjoying a quiet dinner at a restaurant when suddenly a Karen strikes. Yes, folks, it's time to delve into our 4th tale of Karen calamities, this time in the cozy confines of a local eatery. So here's the setting. A bustling bistro filled with the tantalizing aroma of gourmet meals and the soft murmur of satisfied diners. Into this tranquil scene enters our Karen, armed with an insatiable appetite for drama. She orders the house special, a dish renowned for its unique blend of flavors. Now, as the story goes, when the dish arrives, Karen takes one bite and her face contorts. She calls the waiter over and starts complaining about the meal, claiming it's not up to her high standards. The waiter, a seasoned veteran in Karen encounters, calmly suggests she try something else from the menu. But no, our Karen wants the chef to fix her meal. Here's where things take a twist. The head chef, a culinary maestro known for his no-nonsense approach, decides to handle this situation personally. He strides out of the kitchen, a figure of authority and expertise, and approaches Karen's table. Engaging her in a polite conversation, he subtly educates her about the complexities of the dish she ordered. He explains the delicate balance of flavors, the meticulous preparation, and the high-quality ingredients involved. In essence, he presents her with a crash course in gourmet cuisine. Karen, taken aback by the chef's confident and knowledgeable response, is left speechless. The restaurant, which had fallen into an attentive silence, erupts into applause. And our Karen, in the face of this unexpected resistance, retreats, leaving her untouched meal behind. So it seems, even in the world of fine dining, Karens can meet their match. The tale of this restaurant rumble serves as a reminder that sometimes a spoonful of knowledge can be the best remedy for a dose of entitlement. So that was our 4th story. Ready to hear more? You won't believe what happens next. You're on a long flight hoping for a peaceful journey, but a Karen has other plans. Imagine this. You're cruising at 35,000 feet. The cabin lights are dimmed and everyone's settled in for the ride. But then the tranquility shatters like a glass on a marble floor. A Karen emerges and oh boy, she's not happy. This particular Karen had a bone to pick with the flight attendants. Apparently, her in-flight meal wasn't up to her 5-star expectations. She complained about everything from the presentation to the temperature and even the portion size. Never mind the fact that we're talking about an airplane meal here, not a dish at a Michelin-starred restaurant. She didn't stop at the meal though. She complained about the selection of movies, the temperature of the cabin, and even the quality of the blankets. The flight attendants, trained to handle all kinds of situations, tried their best to appease her. But Karen was on a roll. But here's where the story takes a turn. One of the flight attendants, let's call her Sarah, decided she'd had enough. Instead of cowering or losing her cool, Sarah took a different approach. She calmly explained to Karen that while they strive to provide the best service possible, there are limitations to what can be offered on a flight. Sarah reminded Karen that the purpose of the flight was to transport passengers safely from one location to another. The meals, movies, and other amenities were extras, not the main event. And if Karen continued to disrupt the peace, she could be reported and potentially face consequences. The cabin fell silent. Karen, for the first time, was speechless. The other passengers watched, some in disbelief, others in admiration. In the end, Karen retreated, grumbling but quieter. The rest of the flight passed without incident, and Sarah became a legend among her colleagues. And that was the third most surprising Karen encounter. But we're not done yet. Stay tuned for more tales of Karens who met their match in the most unexpected ways. You're at the movie theater, absorbed in the film when a Karen decides to steal the show. Picture this. A woman, let's call her Karen, walks into the movie theater with a large bag. She's got a no-nonsense look on her face, the kind that suggests she's not here to play by the rules. The theater staff, well-trained and courteous, remind her of the no outside food or drink policy, but Karen isn't having it. She insists that her bag is full of essential items and dismisses their concerns with a wave of her hand. Once inside, the film starts and everyone settles in for the cinematic journey. But the peace doesn't last long. Karen, with a gleeful disregard for etiquette, starts pulling out snacks from her bag. We're talking about a full-blown picnic with sandwiches, soda cans, and even a bag of popcorn that she'd obviously not bought at the concession stand. The crunching, rustling, and can-opening noises start to disrupt the movie-watching experience for those around her. A fellow moviegoer, tired of the disturbance, decides to complain to the manager. The manager, a seasoned veteran when it comes to dealing with Karens, takes a deep breath and approaches her. He politely asks her to respect the theater's rules and the other patrons' experience. But Karen, in true Karen fashion, goes on a rant about her rights and customer service. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Instead of engaging in a verbal duel, the manager does something unexpected. He offers her a full refund for her ticket, asks her to pack up her picnic, and escorts her out of the theater with a polite smile. The audience gives a spontaneous round of applause and the movie experience resumes, now uninterrupted. So, in a surprising twist, our Karen of the day didn't have the last word. It was a classic case of the customer is not always right, served with a side of well-deserved public embarrassment. That was our second story. Brace yourself for the top story. You're at the gym, focused on your workout, when a Karen decides to disrupt the peace. Picture this. The sweat's dripping, the music's pumping, and you're in the zone. Out of nowhere, a wild Karen appears, complaining about a gym policy she doesn't agree with. She's ranting about the gym's no-phone policy, getting all worked up. Now the gym owner, a small business owner who's seen his fair share of Karens, steps in. He's calm, collected, but firm. He reminds her of the sign at the entrance, "No phones in the workout area," explaining it's to maintain a focused and respectful environment for all members. But Karen isn't having it. She demands a refund and threatens to leave a negative review. And here's where it gets juicy. The gym owner, without missing a beat, offers her a full refund and even helps her cancel her membership on the spot. And that, folks, was the most shocking Karen encounter. So there you have it. The top 5 Karen encounters. From supermarket showdowns to gym gripes, these stories showed us that a little patience and a lot of humor can go a long way. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, comment, and share this video. Stay tuned for more surprising stories. Until next time, keep your patience intact and your humor handy.